What's going on, guys? Top Rope Club here with your latest WWE news and rumors. We've got some WWE stories to talk about today. Becky Lynch just revealed something pretty disturbing from her early WWE days, and fans immediately started pointing fingers at the wrong person. Plus, Seth Rollins gives us an update on his return timeline, Penta speaks out after his injury scare on Raw, and we finally know why Batista still hasn't been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Let's break it all down. Alright, so Becky Lynch dropped a pretty heavy backstage story recently that got the wrestling world talking. But one name everyone jumped to? Completely wrong. Becky appeared on the podcast Something's Burning alongside her husband Seth Rollins, and she opened up about a disturbing warning she received early in her WWE career. She talked about how women backstage were told to stay away from certain male wrestlers, specifically one main roster talent who allegedly used his power to manipulate and blacklist women. And here's the twisted part. According to Becky, this person would allegedly blacklist you whether you slept with him or didn't. Either way, you were screwed. Here's what she said, and I'm paraphrasing here. She was told to stay away from the boys. Be careful. There was a guy on the main roster who would try to sleep with you. If you did, he'd blacklist you. If you didn't, he'd also blacklist you. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. She added that fans would definitely know him, and that's when the speculation exploded. A lot of people immediately assumed she was talking about Vince McMahon, but according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, that's not who she's referring to. Meltzer was pretty clear about it. He said Becky specifically used the term main roster performer, and Vince McMahon doesn't fit that description. Vince was barely even on TV when Becky got to the main roster, so no, it's not Vince. Meltzer also pointed out how unfair the whole situation has become. Becky said she would never reveal the name, but by telling the story, she's allowed speculation to run wild. Now people are getting accused with zero actual information. He emphasized that Vince, as an executive, wouldn't fall under the main roster performer label. Instead, Meltzer believes the person Becky's talking about is a full-time in-ring talent who had influence during her early years on the roster. So while Becky never intended to expose anyone by name, her honesty has opened the door to a storm of guessing games. And Meltzer's clarification was clearly an attempt to shut down the noise around one of wrestling's most controversial figures. Do you think Becky should have named the person to avoid all this speculation? Or was staying silent the right move? Let me know in the comments. Seth Rollins has been out of action for over a month now due to a shoulder injury, but the former leader of the Vision gave us some clarity this week on when he might be coming back. During his appearance on Something's Burning with Bert Kreischer, Rollins opened up about his recovery timeline. He said it'll probably be gradual, and he's not entirely sure yet, but his guess is around 8 to 12 weeks before he can stop, quote, eating like an asshole. He's hoping to get serious around February, after the holidays are over. Maybe after the Super Bowl, giving himself about a month before he makes his return. But he also mentioned they told him 6 months, so it could be as late as April. For context, Rollins got injured during his match with Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel back on October 11th. Reports say he needed surgery to repair a torn rotator cuff. The following episode of Raw, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed attacked Rollins and basically kicked him out of the Vision. He hasn't been seen on WWE programming since. Rollins told Kreischer he expects to get out of his sling in about a month. After that, he's planning to go into full vacation mode before really locking in come February. Based on that timeline, it's unlikely Rollins will be back for the Royal Rumble in late January. But WrestleMania 42 is set for April 18th and 19th in Las Vegas, and there's at least a possibility he could show up on the grandest stage of them all. We'll have to wait and see, but it sounds like Seth's taking his time to heal properly, which is smart. After his match with Solo Sikoa got cut short on Monday's Raw, Penta took to social media to give fans an update. In a post on X, Penta thanked everyone who checked in on him and vowed to come back stronger. And honestly, the message was pretty powerful. He said the injury tested both his body and his spirit, but it also awakened the strength that's always guided him. He called himself a Mexican warrior, forged in struggle, honor, and heart. And though the fall was hard, he said he rose with a fire stronger than ever. He also showed respect to his opponent, thanking Solo for his professionalism and for keeping things clean and dignified. He recognized Solo's dedication and honor, and he promised to be back very soon, stronger, more prepared, and determined to finish what he started. So what actually happened during the match? Penta and Solo were competing in a quarterfinal match for the Last Time Is Now tournament, which will determine John Cena's final opponent. Penta hit Solo with a Hurricane Rana outside the ring, but he landed hard on the floor and was clearly in serious pain. Raw went to commercial, and when they came back, it was announced that Solo won because Penta couldn't continue. According to Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer Live, the match was originally supposed to go 12 minutes. Penta wanted to keep going, but the decision was made to call it early. Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful later reported that things seemed okay with Penta when he got backstage. There's no word yet on whether he'll have to miss significant time, but unfortunately, he's out of the tournament. That sets up a semifinal match between Solo Sikoa and Gunther. Hopefully Penta's injury isn't too serious and he can get back in the ring soon. Here's a question a lot of fans have been asking. Why hasn't Batista been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame yet? Batista was originally supposed to be inducted back in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic caused the ceremony to be canceled. The rest of the 2020 class got inducted the following year, but Batista didn't, and he still hasn't gotten his spot. According to Fightful Select, the reason for the delay is pretty simple. Batista's schedule just hasn't allowed him to make time for the Hall of Fame ceremony. And honestly, that makes sense. Batista, nicknamed The Animal, is one of the most popular and accomplished superstars in WWE history. During his main roster run from 2002 to 2010, with brief returns in 2014 and 2019, he was a 6-time world champion, a 4-time tag team champion, and a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He main evented WrestleMania multiple times, including WrestleMania 21 in 2005 when he beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Since leaving WWE, Batista has had a hugely successful acting career. He's been in major films, and that's likely a big part of why he's been so busy. But let's be real, Batista is more than deserving of the honor. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Hopefully his schedule clears up soon so he can finally take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame. And that's all the WWE news and rumors for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit subscribe for more from the Top Rope Club. See you in the next one.